I wasn't expecting them to show up that soon. I was still tightening the last screw on the hidden latch when the elevator gave its usual three-note chime, soft, harmless, and nothing like the storm it carried. I wiped the dust from my palms, straightened my shirt, and forced my pulse to settle. This was the moment everything had been leading to, but you can't understand an ending without looking back at where it began. It started at that lunch. A quiet restaurant, polished cutlery, white plates. Nothing unusual. Until my mother leaned in, her voice sugary enough to rot the atmosphere. "We know about your condo," she said. "Your sister will be moving in with you. It's easier for everyone." Everyone. That one word stuck inside me like a stone. I smiled, nodded, pretended to eat. But deep down, something old and rusted broke open. My sister and I were never an equal match. She was the favorite, bright, loud, always taking up space. She consumed everything that made her feel special. Attention, affection, whatever she laid hands on. My father would pat my shoulder and tell me, "Be understanding. You're the older one." Understanding became my habit. Silence became my armor. I thought adulthood would fix that imbalance. I believed that working for my own place, my degrees, my job, my savings, would finally earn me recognition. I was wrong. The first warning came the next day. A message from the building manager. "Your family came by to ask about guest access. They said you approved it." I hadn't. Then came the second. My sister texting. "When should I start moving in? Mom said you're totally okay with it." Totally okay. And the third blow? My parents cheerfully telling relatives that my condo was family property now. Some communal asset where my sister would live while I kept paying the bills. My achievement twisted into a shared toy. The betrayal burned slow and steady. But I didn't raise my voice. I didn't fight. I've learned that silence can strike sharper than anger. That night, walking through my condo in the dark, I made a choice. This place was my sanctuary, my quiet, my refuge. And now they wanted to occupy it like they always did with everything else. Fine. Let them come. But not on their terms. I started planning. Step 1. I revised the ownership documents. Not to remove them, it would tip them off, but to add a clause requiring a signed tenancy contract for anyone living here besides me. Which meant, no one moves in unless I approve it in writing. Step 2. I installed a new security system, not cameras or alarms, just a silent lockdown mode. When activated, the doors wouldn't open from the inside without my fingerprint. Step 3. I called the building manager and calmly told them my family would be arriving in 2 weeks. They should be allowed straight to my unit. Step 4. I prepared the so-called guest room. The room my sister had already claimed. I emptied it entirely. Bare walls, bare floors, only a single chair in the center. Let her feel how empty entitlement really is. 2 weeks later, the elevator chimed. They walked in with bags and boxes, my sister practically bouncing, already planning where her vanity would sit. I let them wander. Let them imagine the place belonged to them. Then I pressed the lock button. A sharp click. Final. My mother's face tightened. "What was that?" "My condo," I said quietly, "just switched to private mode." They stared. I walked to the center of the living room, hands in my pockets. "You wanted to move in. You wanted to claim this place. Use me again." My father stepped forward. "You're overreacting." "No," I said. "I'm stating facts." I laid out the documents, the legal clause, the tenancy requirement. I explained that stepping inside without my signed permission was already a violation. Their faces drained color. My sister cracked first. "You can't do this." "I already have." I touched my fingerprint to the panel. The lock clicked open. "You're not losing a home," I said. "You're losing control." I stepped aside. "Leave." One by one they filed out, silent, small, shaken. When the door closed behind them, the condo felt larger, calmer. Mine again. I stood there, letting the stillness settle into my bones. People think revenge needs shouting or chaos. They're wrong. Sometimes revenge is a locked door, a simple clause in a contract, and a truth spoken too softly to argue with. And as the elevator carried them away, all I felt was the clean, icy clarity of reclaiming what was always mine.